The new set, Heart Gold Soul Silver Undaunted, has now officially hit our shelves, and in my opinion, it isn't a great set. There are a few, if any, great cards that we've been given for competitive play. However, one card in particular has been getting a lot of hype: Vileplume. This card has been getting a lot of attention because of its Pokebody, Allergy Flower. Allergy Flower shuts down the use of trainers by both players, much like Spiritomb Arceus, but without the need of being active. In this video, I'm going to analyse the card with its possible plays in the current rotation, and possible decks that this card could be teched in. So SP decks are currently dominating the format, winning worlds in both seniors and masters. This, in turn, is making trainer lock decks more popular because of its ability to shut down the SP engine, including the dreaded Power Spray. Locking out Power Spray means that you can definitely make use of Uxie's setup, our most popular source of draw at the moment, without worrying whether you'll get sprayed shortly after declaring. I feel that this is why Vileplume will see a lot more play when Battle Roads comes up, giving SPs a hard time. Vileplume also has the advantage of sitting comfortably on the bench while locking trainers, rather than cards like Spiritomb from Arceus, which need to be active to have effect. Other than these good points, Vileplume also has downsides, which I think people are overlooking. First of all, Vileplume has 2 retreat cost, making it incompatible with Unknown Q unless you have energy in your hand ready to retreat if he gets dragged up. With Luxray level X still being a popular card, Vileplume is susceptible to Bright Look, possibly getting stuck up there for a turn or two, depending on what energy you have on the board at the time. Sure, there is Warp Point, Cyclone Energy, or Switch, but these are all deck dependent cards. One way around this, which was given to us in the new set, is Dodrio. With its Pokepower Retreat aid, all active Pokemon are given 2 less retreat cost. This gives Vileplume free retreat if Dodrio is sitting on the bench. However, being a stage 1 tech, it can be difficult to get both out quickly. Another downside to Vileplume is the ×2 Psychic weakness, with Uxie level X now being incredibly popular now that Claydol has been rotated out of the format. A swift Zen Blade after a Bright Look or Warp Point will one-hit KO Vileplume in an instant. So where will we see Vileplume used? Well, the main idea that has been floating around pretty much every forum and website is Gengar Stormfront. Teching Vileplume into a Gengar Stormfront deck pretty much assures that your opponent will have trainers building up in their hand, ready for a Poltergeist on your turn. With Vileplume harder to get rid of than Spiritomb, your opponent's trainers will have a chance to build up before they get the chance to knock you out. Even if your opponent does manage to get rid of Vileplume, you can send up a Spiritomb to continue the lock. I recommend playing this card as a 1-1-1 line in a Gengar Stormfront deck, along with 4 Spiritomb and a Broken Time Space to quicken the setup. Having Spiritomb in the deck, apart from acting as a turn 1 trainer lock, you can also Darkness Grace to set up a Vileplume by turn 2 at best. Another deck that has seen light has been Vileplume Blossom. The main strategy of this deck would be using Blossom from Legends Awakened as the main attacker. Using its attack Blend Pollen for grass and a colourless, you have 50% chance of inducing a burn. Blend Pollen does 40 damage plus 20 more for each Vileplume and Blossom that you have in play. This means that it can do a decent 80 damage plus possible burn for 1 Vileplume in play. This deck would also run Spiritomb to turn 1 trainer lock and to set up with Darkness Grace, assuring that you have both Blossom and Vileplume in play to do the 80 damage straight off. Taking in something to counter Dialga level X, gaining increased popularity in SP builds due to its ability to shut down Pokebodies, is also an option. As Blossom also evolves from Gloom, you have extra space for some tech lines. This deck has yet to be tested to its full extent, but I'm not sure that it will become a competitive deck as it has relatively slow build up compared to other matchups which can do the same amount of damage but much quicker. In conclusion, I think Vileplume is going to become a highly played card, especially at upcoming Battle Roads, maybe bringing Gengar back into the top tier of competitive play alongside the many SP builds. However, with the popularity rising, people will start to play more supporter based decks, making Vileplume a little less game breaking, and SP builds may also include Dialga level X to shut bodies down early on and continue to dominate. That's the end of my first episode. I hope you enjoyed it, but make sure you hit subscribe and comment on how you think Vileplume will do next format. Don't forget to check back next Saturday for more PokeClass. See ya.